Hi everybody and welcome back to Kimbo's Comfort Kitchen. And today, if you're on a diet, you probably don't want to watch this because it would just be cruel. I'm using full cream in this, full cream. So, but I got to tell you, the marriage of the prawns, if you saw my video before on how to prep the prawns ahead of time, then you're going to have no problem with this because they won't be rubbery, they won't be overcooked. But the combination of the prawns with Pernod, smoked mussels, the cream, the garlic, the shallots, everything, the whole enchilada, so to speak, is absolutely bloody amazing. It is so tasty. You want to talk about comfort food for Kimbo's Comfort Kitchen? This is definitely comfort food. The pasta I'm using today is radiatore. They're like little radiators, which is why they're little radiators. And I love them because all the cream and everything in the sauce gets straight into all the nooks and crannies of the pasta, which is what it's designed to do. So let's go ahead and try this out. And remember, please subscribe if you like my recipes. And I really hope you enjoy this one as much as I do. Thanks. So I hope you watched my previous video on how to prep prawns properly. And I've decided that I'm going to make a dish that requires them to be peeled. You can see how easy this is to do. And for those of you that haven't done it before, all I do is just peel that off, grab the legs, wrap it around, pull it like that, and then squeeze the tail, and you're done. Just pull the shell off like that. It comes right off. It's not a big process. Do it one more time. There we go. And you're done. As soon as I've peeled all of these, we'll get right back to you. Alright, so to get this show on the road, I'm going to start with the shallots. I've got it in butter and avocado oil. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know why. Because it brings up the temp and still keeps the animal fat without burning as much if you're not careful. So there we go. We let this saute the shallots, and then I have garlic, which I'm going to put in as soon as these soften up a bit. And I don't want to cook them too much, but I do want to saute them a little bit, just until they're a little bit translucent, because we're prepping this for the sauce. That's what it's all about. And you don't want to be putting hard ingredients into the sauce right away. That's really what they're doing every time you see somebody do a saute before that. And I've got some fresh chopped garlic. And as you know, you have to be careful with garlic because if you burn it, it goes bitter. And we hate bitter. Well, depends on what you do, unless you're drinking bitters, which most North Americans, unless it's Jägermeister, don't really understand what a bitter is. But that's okay. That's another video. Alright, so that's about it right there. It's as far as I want this to go. And we'll take this off the pan and start on the next one. And we're going to make a roux. Alright, so now let's make the roux. Now, a lot of you are going, what's that? He's putting flour in a hot pan. Yeah, I am, because I'm cooking the flour. It's a very old-fashioned way. I've done it in some of my other videos. But I like to do it this way because basically I'm dyslexic. Not only that, but I was also taught this when I was much younger. I'm going to cook off the flour a little bit so it doesn't have that whole big floury taste to it. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's true. And I'm making a white sauce, so I don't want this to go very long. So I better turn the heat down. And now I'm going to put the butter on. I could have cut it into smaller pieces, but you know what? I'm feeling kind of lazy right now. And as we do that, we'll just move this around and turn this into the lovely gooey paste that roux is. Quite amazing when you think of it though. Butter and flour. And it's the basis for so many sauces, at least in the Western world. Asia, not so much. But here, yes. Okay. By the way, over here I've got water boiling because I've got my pasta. We're going to make this cream sauce with the pasta is going to be radiatore, which is great because it holds all of the sauce in all the little nooks and crannies of everything you're cooking. So now we've got this going. Now I'm going to add some chicken stock gradually, just a little bit at a time. I know the butter's not completely melted, but I'm a little bit impatient right now. And it's not going to hurt it. Technically, I should have waited until all the butter was done. But I also don't want this to turn color, because then it would be, what is it? Oh yeah, a brown sauce. And we're making a white sauce. A little bit more chicken stock. And you could use fish stock, which would be really cool. But I don't happen to have any of that on hand right now. So we're not going to do that. You can see this thickening up. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. Again, I've now got on medium heat. I started on high just to get the reactions going. And there is another way to do this cream sauce. It would be with, just cream by itself. But what fun would that be? And it wouldn't have the same texture. You can do a cream reduction, but it takes much longer. And it doesn't have the same texture or flavor. I'm going to add some whole cream right now. 33% fat. Yay. And I'm going to add just a pinch of salt. Always remember your seasonings. Yes, all of it. Okay, so next I'm going to add the smoked mussels. Right out of the can. I'm not draining the oil. I actually want the oil in the sauce. But you say that's crazy. Not really. The reason I want the oil in the sauce is because that's where half of the flavor is. But then you say, well, oil isn't going to mix very well. See? Ooh. You're right, it's not. But I have a way of fixing that. Right now I just want this to stew or simmer, whatever word you want to use. And I'm going to add the shallots and the garlic now too, because I want all of this stuff to meld together into this amazing cream sauce. And by the way, Parmesan's coming in afterwards. It's going to be late to the party, but it's going to be awesome. And while I do that and wait for that to simmer a bit, I'm going to now add the pasta, the radiatore, which everything's timing. At least that's what my wife says. So I've salted the water, I've got the radiatore there, and I'm going to put a lid on it, so to speak. And that is going to be, I'm going to set a timer for that for, say, 11 minutes. To be honest, I can't remember the exact timing for the radiatore, but we'll figure it out as we go. And I will actually put that time into my recipe online, so you don't have to worry about it. But I'm getting a little crazy and just going to wing it. So now I can see it thickening up. I'm going to reduce the heat down to about 30%. I just want it to have a little bubble happening here, just a little bubbling action. You can see that consistency is very nice and smooth and thick. Did I mention that we're going to be putting Pernod in it as well? Yes. It's a very classic old-fashioned recipe of mussels and Pernod. Smoked mussels and Pernod. Yeah, that's coming along beautifully. Now, I'm not going to add the Parmesan until, not the last moment, but I'm going to let it integrate later. Okay, so you can see the consistency right now. As I sweep through, you can see the bottom. It's pretty thick. I've got it on low heat, so it won't burn it. And I'm going to add flat leaf parsley. Just for a little color. There's some flavor, obviously, too. But this is where we go. And now I'm going to add some Parmesan. And just don't throw it in there, just sprinkle a little bit and then stir it, because you don't want a lumpy sauce at this point. There you go. Yeah, okay, it's a little rich, but I'm telling you, it's really good. It's one of my favorite dishes, actually. So we're going to let that sit for a bit. A little bit more parm. And yes, it is thickening up, so you have to be very careful not to burn this. So a few more minutes have gone by, and now I'm going to add some Pernod. If you don't like licorice, then you could just leave it like this and not add the Pernod. But Pernod with a cream sauce is brilliant. And I've got to turn it down just a little bit more. And now I'm going to add some fresh pepper. I like pepper. Can you tell? This is obviously a very complex flavor profile. And let's see. Oh yeah. This is bloody amazing. And I haven't even put the main protein in yet, which are the prawns, which I have sitting at room temperature. And I'm going to wait till almost the last minute to put them in, because as you know, we already par cooked them. And all of the mussels are imparting all the smokiness into this sauce. Now, I know that this looks like it's really complicated and takes a long time, but honestly, it's only because I'm telling you how to make it that it's taking a long time. If I wasn't actually telling you how to make it, you could make this relatively quick. It's like about a 30-minute dish, if you don't include the prawns. Do the prawns ahead of time and they're fine. So I'm now going to take the radiatore, which was about 11 minutes. 11 minutes, I said. And I'm going to let that drain. And as I do that, I'll get some bowls out. Try to clean up my space. And I'm going to throw in my prawns at the last minute. All I really want to do is warm these up a bit. Trust me, they will finish cooking perfectly in this sauce as I drop it in. And these were at room temperature. And I'm just going to let that sit for a second. Alright, so what I didn't show you was I added just a half a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And I've also allowed the radiatore to drain. And I'm going to bring that into camera in a second. Wow. Yeah, we must be hungry. So, here's the radiatore. Doesn't that look special? Anyway, now I'm just going to take some of this and some of that, and I'm going to lay that over top like that, and that's it. And then I've got some cilantro sprigs, which I'm just going to put on top. And that is the meal. I really hope you enjoy this. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.